Hello, my beautiful creative creatures. I'm Megan. I'm going to be doing my first MLM horror stories. I'm getting this from the HuffPost. I don't have any current ones that anyone has sent me yet, so until I get them, I will be finding some off Reddit as I can and in a couple other areas. But first, we are going to be reading about a person who is in Beachbody. Give me a second. Grab your drink if you need it, or a snack, or both. Allergies. Okay. Touting female empowerment. I used to own a gym. I am also a full-time teacher and have 2 children, so I had a lot going on, to say the least. I was constantly stressed and overwhelmed. At that particular time, I had just moved from one building to another, and my rent nearly doubled. A Beachbody coach who was constantly posting about female empowerment was a member of my gym for a couple months. She eventually quit, which was fine, but she proceeded to use all my correspondence to reach out to all my female clients, relentlessly via email and Facebook. You name it, to try and tell them they didn't need me as a coach and they could do Beachbody with her. I coach weightlifting, not the same thing. Fortunately, none of my clients actually left. But here I was, a woman with a full-time job, kids, and the owner of an actual business, and this lady was touting female empowerment while trying to steal all my hard-earned clients. That is sad. I am so sorry, Laura. That's not right at all. I would be very upset with that too, because no one should be getting stuff taken from them, especially when they are not business owners themselves. All right. The next one is borderline harassment. I joined Revital U, which sells smart coffee and CBD oil to help you sleep, in June 2019, and have not made any money, not a dime. I was hoping I would at least get back the amount I spent to join, which was $99. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But that has not happened. Everyone I sent a sample to since I started has not been interested. I know I'm supposed to keep in contact and send out emails, but that feels like borderline harassment to me. I did it a few times, but I know when someone just isn't interested. I have no idea how people are convinced they can get rich with this company. You would have to have thousands of repeat customers or a ton of ambassadors under you, which seems so sleazy to me. I definitely agree. Especially since a lot of these reps always constantly push that it's so easy to get people, when it's really not. You have to basically start from the beginning of the MLM and be able to get as many people underneath you, like, interested in it, in order for that to happen. And that doesn't always really normally happen, because most people see through this. They see the harm. They know you're not going to get your money back, and they just don't want to be involved. And I get it, but it's sad. Hopefully they got their money back, at least, or left. The allergic reaction was over the top. I fell for it. Non-toxic and no chemicals, right? Well, no, not exactly. My kid got into a spray bottle fight. And my oldest got sprayed with diluted blue diamond from Norwax. The allergic reaction was over the top. My upline had to give me detailed directions of how to find the ingredients to share with the doctor. I reminded my upline that was supposed to be chemical-free. Their answer? Well, everyone reacts differently. That was it. That seemed really heartless. That was how I found out they were all liars, and now I can't get off their spammy email list. I'm preparing to report them to the Better Business Bureau. Also report them to the FTC. Just letting you know. Please report that. It nearly caused me to get divorced. LuLaRoe marks their products to customers like a garage sale. You better buy it when you see it because it'll be gone before you know. Before I think she meant to say before you know it. It's addictive and creates a culture of friends, which big emphasis on friends. That's very true. That you buy from. I am not well off, but spend it in excess of 5,000. I am not well off, but spent in excess of 5,000 to 8,000 over the last 3 to 4 years buying their shoddy clothes. I bought it right I bought right into their BS story that I was helping a small business succeed, which you're not. It's a corporate America job. It's basically a legal pyramid scheme, which is absolutely true. My first purchase was a pair of leggings. They were really soft and I was hooked. I bought items, won items, traded, sold, and searched for my unicorn skirts for weeks. I've heard about this often too. Yeah, they're a big thing. I've spent so much time and money on LuLaRoe, it nearly caused me to get divorced. I finally quit as early uh I finally quit buying as of earlier this year. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I read out loud. As the quality and sizing variability was just too much. Not to mention the waste of money and the fact that you can't return but only exchange items is overwhelming. That is very true. MLMs make it nearly impossible for you to return anything, and then you end up spending more money just to return it. Like with money, it has the same thing where you can return after 30 days, but like really you have to pay to send it back, and you don't always get your full refund. So that's a deceiving thing to do. I didn't even really like the lipstick. I was in the Senegence lip sense for a year and a half. I originally joined to buy the lip color for my daughters that dance at a discount. A few people found out I was a distributor and wanted to buy it. I did pretty well and hit some impressive sales goals and got some free products and had an amazing sisterhood that was always supportive and encouraging. etc. But then I had an amount of clarity. Selling a firming lotion for $90. That's astronomical and silly. Skincare for $85, mascara for $28. I didn't even really like the lipstick. The discount structure wasn't even very impressive when you pay sales tax on the retail value, plus shipping, plus your shipping costs like mailers, cube bags, etc. Plus, there are payment processing fees through services like Square and PayPal. Yes, that is very true. You always have to remember to take a cut of that stuff. You also are you're also supposed to get business cards, pay for booth rentals. Hell, they even wanted me to be contracted with David's Bridal, and it was going to be around $200 per month out of my pocket. And then they also are charging ridiculous price for you to just stay qualified. I am so sorry. That is not fun or right. They'd re-release so-called limited editions that would sell out so you could grab them before actual sales were lined up. Always. And of course they always say, "We're not the customers." Okay. They would be temporarily out of stock to build hype and then go out again. And the distributors were the lucky ones to pay $55 a year to be able to do this. I am so sorry, Stephanie. Predatory trash. I had a strange experience with MLMs many years ago when I was a makeup artist. Very frequently over a period of time, I would be hired for makeup lessons only to be confronted with a full sales pitch about Arbonne. In the space of 3 months, I had a dozen bookings that I tried to recruit. I had a dozen bookings that tried to recruit me and use my established and trusting network to make sales. Also, many years ago, I had a boyfriend whose best friend was part of Kayani. Okay, I got research them again. I forget what they do. The guy's wife had left a full-time job to become a Kayani distributor, and they were inundating us with their stories about being self-employed, which they are not. Stop saying it. You're not self-employed. You're not even getting paid. Please stop saying that. You're not getting paid. I went overseas by myself for a week and returned home only to find that my boyfriend had decided to sign up to Kayani. He and his friends wanted me to sign up too because, well, I'm connected. I told him that if he wants to embarrass himself in an MLM, that's one thing, but if so, our relationship would be over immediately because I didn't spend years building my business from scratch with a loyal and trusting client base only to be associated with this type of predatory trash. He didn't continue, but I still dumped him soon after. Fair assumption to make, especially if he's trying to push you to do it. She hadn't made any money. A coworker of mine started a new job and was so excited to tell me about it. She went on and on about the ability to earn $5,000 a month, attend luxury dinners, and go on trips. Apparently, it was so easy because she was selling something that everyone needed. She hadn't made any money, but spent about $1,000 on certifications and classes. She refused to tell me the name of the company and asked if she could practice her pitch at my place later that day. I said, sure. Once at my house, my coworker and her sister revealed that the company was Primerica, a financial service that sells life insurance. Mary went on about life's what ifs and the cost of burying family members. I told her I wasn't interested in purchasing her life insurance, and my family isn't in the U.S., so it didn't matter anyway. Then she asked if I wanted to make an extra $5,000 a month by selling. I said no. She talked for at least an hour about how I'm financially irresponsible and ignorant for not wanting to make extra money and live a more lavish lifestyle. But not everybody wants that. Like, it's not fair to assume that everyone wants this. I don't like the fact that these reps constantly downgrade people's choices of what they want in life. Like, that's what they really do. They're like, oh, but don't you want to travel the world or go on this and do that? When in reality, maybe they're okay with where they're at. I mean, granted, I would love to travel, but I have 2 little kids right now. Am I gonna still travel? Yeah, but it might take a little bit of time, but I'll still do it. But it's not like it's impossible. But I don't like that they push that lavish lifestyle because it's very much an unattainable thing, and most of the time, these reps are lying. They're straight up lying. The worst part was her explaining how it's not a pyramid scheme because those are illegal. She ended up selling policies to some of the poorer kids' parents and hoped the kids to sell once they turn 18. Okay, yeah, this is the funniest argument that I've tried to talk about also on Instagram is I love when they're like, pyramid schemes are illegal. Yeah, so is murder. So is stealing. So is fraud. But, you know, that doesn't stop them from happening. You can't just, like, say that just because something's illegal, it doesn't happen, because it does. It's a ridiculous argument to make. It doesn't prove anything other than the fact that, like, just because something's illegal doesn't mean it's going to, like, suddenly not happen anymore. Like, because you choose not to think it's real or a like valid thing to happen doesn't make that argument plausible. They suggested we sell our car. My husband and I were enticed into joining Amway. Oh, that company's been around forever. We had 3 kids, low-paying jobs, and 1 car. We did all the stuff, attended the meetings, and tried our best. Then there were some major events happening in Detroit. Our upline said we needed to be there. We lived near Buffalo. That's a big, big, big jump. We explained that we had no money for a trip, so they suggested we sell our car to make it. Our only car. Despite having 3 kids and 2 jobs. It's interesting to note that the upline guy owned a used car lot and offered to sell it there. We bailed when this happened. Good job. I am glad, because that is just very sleazy. Like, what the heck? You you can't. I have no words for that. I just have no words. I have no words. There's no words to say for that one except for I am sorry. That is ridiculous. Like vultures. When I had announced to my friends and family on Facebook that I had been diagnosed with thyroid cancer, I received friend requests from a friend from high school. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. But anyway, a friend from high school's 2 sisters. I had not talked with this friend since high school. Sorry, it is late for me recording it now. And her sisters were people I had never met. I immediately thought, oh no, they're a pyramid scheme and they want me to join. And I was correct. I added them to be courteous, but also out of morbid curiosity about how long it would take for them to descend upon me. Sounds like something I would do. Oh wait, I have. Once, one wrote immediately asking if I had seen her post about Plexus pink drink. The other waited a month and wrote to me to introduce herself and immediately launched into asking if I'd tried Plexus and if I wanted the info on it. Their sister said nothing to me about my cancer diagnosis, sorry, but clearly told her sister about it so they could circle around me like vultures looking for potential cancer success stories. And they say that they're not predatory. This is proof that they are. They could take credit for, instead of the world-renowned hospital and doctors treating me. Of course, they're trying to take credit for this. It was all so gross, and I wanted to call them out on their predatory behavior, acting like they weren't aware of my situation, but clearly trying to take advantage of it. But I just didn't want to engage at all, so I ignored it completely. That's very good. That's very good. I mean, I understand. I'm not the best with confrontation, but I get leaving it go and not even bothering. It's siphoning what little money we have. MLMs have torn through my small, rural, and very poor community. I have seen friends, schoolmates, even my mother-in-law get sucked into these predatory companies because they are simply no opportunities for people in my community. Unless you get out early, you end up stuck here, poor, on welfare, and normally with a lot of kids. These companies have really targeted these low-income, bored, and very sheltered women to the point where most people in my town are involved in some sort of MLM. You and me both. I understand. I see it all too often in my own town. It siphoned what little money we have here away from the families who need it because they've been sucked into these scams. It's actually bothered me so much that I started a semi-popular satire account, Boss Babe Mascara. Actually, let me check real quick. Hold on. Let me see if it's on. Okay, I found her Instagram. Okay, so she said satire account Boss Babe Mascara simply so I could direct my frustration with these companies somewhere productive. I get that. Um, so I get where she's coming from. That makes a lot of sense. I've seen a couple of satire accounts, and I think that's all for this. Okay, so I just want to read quick what it says. HuffPost reached out to the companies mentioned above. In response to Jennifer's story, Amway stated the company only charges a $62 registration or annual renewal fee, which covers Amway's costs related to supporting independent business owners. Not independent business owner, but okay. Adding that purchasing other materials or even tickets sold by third parties is optional and voluntary. Always using that line. Amway does not produce or profit from these materials or events. I doubt that. None of these businesses immediately responded for comment. Response has been edited slightly for length and clarity. Only first names were used to protect their privacy of response. Thank you, HuffPost. So, that was an interesting first. Whoops, there you go. First of the MLM horror stories. I feel so bad for these women. I believe all women. I'm not sure if they're all women, but all these people, I should say, that had these horror stories, because that is not fair. The fact that all these people were taken advantage of, or even they weren't fully taken advantage of, they were asked in a very, very predatory way, is just not right. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. It hurts me inside that people are getting preyed upon, even though all these MLMs out there will say, we don't prey on them. Okay, you definitely do. So, that is all I have, and you let me know what you guys thought of that. I hope to have more soon. I have left my email down below for any horror stories you'd like to send me so I can read them for the next video. I hope to get more for sure. If you have any that you want to keep your name anonymous, let me know. I will make sure to do that. And also, I want to let you know, like, please watch out for these guys. They're very sneaky. They try real hard. If anything, just ignore them. It's the best way to do it. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, weekend, whatever it be. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.